Alrighty, so thank you everyone for being part of 2023's Explore Building Trades in this career chat. All attendees are muted, but we encourage you to use the chat function to ask questions or share comments. Educators, if you can, please drop your school, your class name, and number of students in the chat. This session is scheduled for 15 minutes, and we've got a list of questions for our guests, but we super welcome yours. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for 2023's Explore Building Trades. You can find the full list on the Building Trades landing page, along with many resources we hope you'll check out and learn more about the wide variety of building trades in our region. I'm Reagan Ward, and I'm excited to welcome Jeremy Brewer, the statewide apprenticeship coordinator for the Laborers Union, as our guest for the chat. Let's get started. So, Jeremy, tell me a little bit about yourself, who you are, what's your position, and how did you get there?
All right. Well, who I am, I guess first and foremost, I'm a parent. Got a 16-year-old daughter, and we enjoy getting out hiking the trails a lot and being in Hoosier National Forest and kayaking around and on the golf course and that sort of thing. But as far as how I got where I'm at, well, I went to college for sports communication broadcast. Unfortunately, in my small community, there wasn't many job opportunities when I graduated with that. So I got into the construction industry, making over twice as much money my first year in the construction industry as I would have with a 4-year degree. So started out pouring concrete, sidewalks, driveways, handicap ramps, those sort of things, and showed up every day with a I can, I will attitude and the sponge-like mindset of soaking it all up, knowing that I'm learning a new trade here, and just with that attitude of being there every day, I can, I will attitude, and working hard, selling them a good day every day, staying busy, enabled me to climb the ladder within the organization and the company and begin running crews as a foreman and then a superintendent, and ultimately had the opportunity to come here to the training facility and teach concrete classes and OSHA classes and math and blueprints and several different courses before was offered the position that I have now here as the apprenticeship coordinator. So it's just by showing up every day with the mindset of I can, I will.
So what do you do on a day-to-day basis as an apprenticeship coordinator? Can you just give us an overview of that?
Well, depends on perspective. The perspective I choose is make a difference. I try to lead, guide, direct folks that are coming into the construction industry as far as what it takes to be successful. With the amount of years I spent out there as a laborer myself, I've identified what the qualities, traits, characteristics are of a good laborer out there on the job site. So I try to instill those characteristics into our students while they're here for training. Also serve as a mentor oftentimes, because barriers to success are real. And when we identify what those barriers to success are, then part of my role is to help navigate the folks in the program either over, under, around, through whatever those barriers are, so that they can be successful. Like to think I'm a servant, actually. So
sounds like that's a good mindset to have.
But I schedule a lot of classes. I do performance evaluations. I let people know exactly where they're at in the program as far as progressing to the next wage level, and help get placed onto different job sites so that they can become well-rounded during their apprenticeship program.
So when someone is looking for an apprenticeship, what kind of qualifications do they need to have? Do they need to take any tests? Do they need to have a high school diploma? Do they need to have gone to college? What's that process like?
Well, that varies from trade to trade. So with the laborers union, the qualifications are physically able to perform the work of the trade. However, there's a vast scope of work that we do, and anything over 40 pounds is typically team lifting. A valid driver's license, and if you're obviously legal to work in the United States, and if you don't have a diploma or GED, be willing to pursue it within the first year of our program. So recognize there's a lot of folks that have made poor choices in the past, and try to help
Hmm.
those folks move forward.
And I guess a big question, do you get paid while being in an apprenticeship?
Absolutely. Apprenticeships are earn and learn programs. Right now, someone that has zero experience, never had a hammer in their hand before, would be graduating high school day one, starting on the job site at
Hmm.
20.55 on the check, and that's going to go up $1.10 or $1.15 here April 1st. So um, the very first wage increase is going to have them at about $25 an hour. So if I'm talking to high school seniors right now that are graduating in May, June, July, August, by
Hmm.
August, September, they're going to be up around $25 an hour on the check. Plus, in addition to that, have a full benefit package, healthcare, vision, dental, 2 pension plans, and that's about $18 an hour in addition to their wage. So total package within a few months, you're looking at $43 an hour, and that's not something that you can find very many places.
Yeah,
And
that's
and
very good
and
benefit package.
pension plans instead of a 401k or something, I'm partial to as well.
So, what's the best part of your job? What makes you want to go to work every single day?
Ah, there's I truly feel the most blessed and fortunate because I hear folks complain all the time. Oh, I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to go to work today. My
Hmm.
feet hit the floor eager every day because I identify what I'm going to be encountering. I'm going to be encountering a gamut of folks who are really focused, really motivated, and on track to complete the program ahead of schedule,
Hmm.
and which delights me. And then I'm also going to be challenged with some folks who have those barriers to success in place, and I feel at that time enabled to help them get through those barriers. So I'm motivated to see the people that are being successful, and I'm also motivated to help those that are trying to be successful but just haven't had the guidance and direction, I guess, to be on that pathway.
So, you've mentioned a couple of times that you love seeing people being successful. What's the formula for that? Like, what kind of quality traits do you see as making someone successful?
Well, I think success is one of those words that has multiple definitions. To me, successful would
Hmm.
be someone who has met their goals. If someone comes into the program and their goal is to be able to be part of middle class America, pick and choose where they go on vacations instead of what bills they pay, have a nice home, have a nice vehicle, be able to provide for their family, be able to
Hmm.
help those that need help without having to reach out and ask for help. There's financially that I know success isn't just finance, but when you're able to financially take care of yourself and the ones that you love, and you're able to enjoy what you do, make a difference, whether you're building Notre Dame Stadium or the bridges and roads that get you there. You know, those are the
Hmm.
type of things that you can take pride in, and that to me is part of being successful. Proud of what you do and able to take care of your business.
Thank you. So, if I was a student and I'm watching this chat and I wanted to get into an apprenticeship program, like what steps would I have to take to do that? Like, where do I start? Do I make an application online? Do I call someone? Like, what's that
I'm,
process?
I'm so glad you asked. There's a misconception out there that it is difficult to get into the union. I want a clearly defined pathway into the labor union. Local 645 on Western Avenue. You can stop in there and pick up an application, submit it. You're already meeting the guy that does the interviews, or
Hmm.
you can go to Liuna, Liuna, buildsindiana.org, and submit an online application. You don't have to know somebody, be related to somebody to get into the union. I've heard that stuff maybe 50 years ago. I'm not that old, but today I can tell you
Hmm.
we are actively recruiting folks that are looking to go to work every day.
Do you find that there's a great need for people in the laborers union?
There's a stronger demand than what there's ever been with the amount of work that was already out there after 2017 House Bill 1002, the gas tax bill, and then the bipartisan infrastructure bill that's came through it's put a lot of money into the economy as far as NDOT projects, highway projects that may have been on the side burner have now been moved to the front. There's also funding in there for green and renewable energy. So the Honeysuckle Solar Farm, for instance, being one of them that has got a lot of work going on, more wind farms coming, the EV stations that we're going to be working on. So not just your roads and bridges and schools and hospitals, casinos and stadiums, but now we're looking at a whole new area of work that we're getting into. And the workforce is aging. So the reality of people retiring and people taking their place, there's never been a better opportunity to not just get into the union, but to advance and take some leadership positions in the union as well.
Thank you. So before we move on to audience questions, I'd like to ask you one final one. What 3 pieces of advice would you give to those tuning in, or 3 takeaways about either your job, how to get into apprenticeship, any 3 things?
Okay. First and foremost, regardless of what folks are looking to do in their career, is attendance. Show up every day, every day, every day. And that's what I mean. Even if you got the feel bad, suck it up. It's one day, go to work. I'm not asking someone who's 104 fever, COVID positive to contaminate, but I am saying if you wake up tired, go to work. Most of us wake up tired. So first and foremost, go to work every day. If you're on one of our job sites, be a sponge, soak up as much information as you can. Don't show up as a know-it-all. There's very few skills are born skills. They're learned skills. A day when LeBron couldn't dribble a ball and I couldn't drive a nail. So be a sponge, soak it up. And then third would be have that I can, I will attitude. There's so many folks out there that can't wait for quitting time. And there are going to be days where we have a start time, but something pops up at the end of the day. And when the foreman comes around and asks, I need 2 people to stay till, well, I don't know, till we get it done. And nobody else is making eye contact and they're hustling to the truck, stand there and say, I can, I will. That's the attitude that it takes to be successful. That will get noticed. And we have over 300 apprentices driving company trucks in the organization today because we're performance based, not seniority based. So just go out there and sell them a good day every day. You're not giving them nothing. Sell them a good day every day.
Well, thank you. And now moving on to an audience question from Wyatt, we have, who would be the contact for your role in Lafayette, Indiana?
Well, you could either reach out to me because I do the interviews, or the business manager in Lafayette, Indiana is Mr. Jim Terry. Local 274 is the local, and the good folks at Google could get you their phone number. I don't have that information laying here with me up in the library, but it's local 274 in Lafayette. Mr. Jim Terry's the business manager, or you could reach out to me directly, and I could get you taken care of. That LiunaBuildsIndiana.org, that is a statewide application. So regardless of where folks lived, what county they were in, that would go to the appropriate individuals.
Thank you. Are there any other audience questions? If there are, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. Give another couple of seconds. All right, so I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your story. Students, be sure to check the Building Trades career chats we'll be adding to the landing page to learn more from other employers, educators, and community partners who are providing career pathway support and opportunities in the region, and share what you find interesting with the adults in your life. Again, thank you everyone so much for coming, and we hope you learned a lot. Thank you.
And I'd like to say thank you as well for the opportunity and the time. I hope I shared information or at least planted some seeds.
Yes,
Take care,
thank
y'all.
you. Thank you, everyone.